Okay, Leo. Leo rising. We're going to do your astronumerology for the month of September. Given the caveat that September is the ninth month and that is the Sagittarius energy. So, wherever you have Sagittarius in your natal chart, you're going to feel that energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So, you definitely have an influence of Jupiter at different points. So when we looked at your chart, and if there's some Jupiter energy, it's going to make whatever energy that's there expand, grow, liven it up a little bit. Okay, so this is for Leo rising. Remember, my astrology readings are for the rising signs. So if you're Leo rising, this is for you. So for the month of September, we have this energy, the Venus Mercury K2 energy that's kind of flowing together on one side, aspected by the Saturn and the Rahu energy on the other side. So wherever that energy is, you're going to feel a bigger impact during this month. That doesn't mean you're not going to feel the impact from the moon and the other planets where they are, but that brings more energy. So a concentrated area, which means those areas will stand out for you. Starting September 1st, you get the Venus Mercury K2 energy, and that is going around your ninth house, a little bit of influence on your 10th house, with the Cancer energy also in your 10th house. Your normal 10th house is the two, so that's the astrological influence of the energy there. So if you go Aries is the first one, Taurus is the second one. So Taurus is in your second house. In this Taurus is the second house, and right now that is in your 10th house natally, like when you were born. So that energy is being influenced by Cancer, which is a home-based kind of energy, an intuitive energy, and it's being influenced by Venus. And Venus, of course, most people think of it as the goddess of love, but it's not just about romantic love. It's about joy and flirtiness, and I want to have fun and enjoy life. But also, I can be a little selfish, a little frivolous. I can go have a lot of romantic partners. It's a lot more energy to it. Venus actually rules who? Taurus. All right. So that means that a lot of influence here with the Venus energy for the Taurus in your 10th house, which says you could be in love, right, with your career. You could be having a glow up in your career. You could be experiencing some growth, some things that you like in your career. Or you could be transitioning into an artistic career or something of that nature. You could also be having a relationship with someone and at the workplace, right? Having a little secret rendezvous at the workplace. That's the kind of energy that comes up in that area. Now, you also have Jupiter in this energy in your natal chart. And the Jupiter being in this energy in the natal chart is, remember, aligned with that Sagittarius energy. So that gives an expansion. So this definitely could be a time for you to see some travel, work related travel, a lot more movement than what you normally expect. Moving further into your 10th house, we have that Mercury energy, which of course rules Jupiter, right? Gemini. I'm sorry, not Jupiter. Virgo and Gemini, those two energies. So this Mercury energy is there in the 10th house. Now, Mercury is more of a newer kind of energy, a pragmatic kind of energy, youthful as well. So in the zodiac, the Mercury and Venus are like the children of the zodiac. So they're the younger energies, the youthful, get it done kind of energies. Although Mercury has a plan most of the time, so you could think of them as the masculine and feminine energies working together, playing throughout life. So in your career, you have two different energies that can actually be balancing, or they could pull you apart. They could pull you in different directions. You could want to go someplace that's nice and fun, but the pragmatic side of you might say, I got to get these bills paid. Your challenge might be to marry the energies and maybe find something that's fun that will get the bills paid. Now, for a Leo is self-centered in a lot of ways, fiery, kind of action-oriented. These two energies work well. That part of the energy that's moving works well. The part that doesn't work well is the K2 energy. Now, Leo is explosive in general, but K2 is explosive as well. And K2 is explosive as, hey, I'm going to blow all this up. I'm going to open up all the little secrets and I'm going to let everything out. So you could have some people at your job having a workplace affair that comes to the light. You could also find out that, wait, the company is going in a different direction and the company is opening up overseas, and maybe they have a plan for one person to be put in place, but you really want to go into that job, and now you know about it, and you're gonna make some noise about it. Because if Leo gonna do anything, Leo gonna make some noise, right? So but the thing about that K2 energy in the start, that K2 energy, although it's in your 10th house, it is really on the cusp between your 10th house and your 11th house, right? So you got it. So it's shifting out right now. So as we move, we're going to see it shift. So that's it. The thing about the 11th house is the 11th house is more that tribe energy, which most people don't get this and don't understand. But Leo does have a tribe. Leo has a tribe. It's the leader of the tribe, but Leo does have a tribe. I know y'all think Leo doesn't, but Leo has a tribe. Okay. So the other side of the energy that's there is the Saturn and the Rahu energy that's running together. And Saturn makes things go a little bit slower because Saturn makes sure that everything is lined up and before it acts, contrary to Leo's normal thing, right? That energy is starting out in what would be the Scorpio side of things in your natal house, right? So, which is very, Leo, be careful of your health here because you could have a chronic situation that's been developing and it comes to the surface at this point. You could also be doing something that's poisonous to your life in the sense that not beneficial. When I say the word poisonous means it's just holding you back, right? Whether it's in the food you eat or the other things that you consume socially, with your eyes, places that you go. So you could be doing something that's holding you back in life and it comes to the surface. It becomes something that you're going to need to work on this season. I'm looking at both your charts. So just so you know, if you see me looking back and forth, looking at both charts to see where the energy is for you. So let's go forward day by day just to see where these energies move throughout the month. So remember, it's starting where? In your 10th house. So everything for you is going to start in the 10th house and more that career house and kind of highlight things in the 10th house for you. So you're going to start there. Now, it is definitely about work, but it is also about business. So this could be you having a business that you thought of and you're going to try to work on that. So let's go forward a day and see. We're going to just move it and see what happens because this energy is shifting a lot. As we continue moving forward, we're going to see the Mars energy comes in. And we know Mars is another fiery energy. And this fiery energy is going to join that whole Venus, Mercury, K2 energy. On the other side of that, in your 8th house area, in your 4th house, which is with the 8 energy. So the 4th house is home. The 8 energy represents your health. And it's so together, you're going to sometimes be stuck at home because of a health issue. It also represents revealing secrets and plots, right? So eighth energy is revealing secrets and plots. Rahu is revealing secrets and plots. The moon is revealing secrets and plots. I imagine secrets and plots are going to be revealed around September 7th. Okay. They could be revealed about an older person who has a chronic issue, or it could be you, the person who has a chronic issue, that comes to the light. And it could be, most of the time, it's a masculine type energy. It could be revealed about finances. It could be that your money is funny, as I like to say. Might be looking at the possibility of bankruptcy. And if it's not you going into a bankrupt state, it could be someone in your home inner circle going into a bankrupt state, and you may have to assist them during this time. Because remember, the energy that's there, it impacts you, although it's not always a direct impact, meaning you're going to feel it whether it happens to you or to someone close to you. And sometimes when things happen to someone close to you, depends on how close they are to you, it might as well have happened to you because you're that involved in what's going on with them. Okay. So be careful for that. That starts around September 7th. And then this can also be when it's home type energy. A lot of times when people are at home, we think of the pandemic. When people were stuck at home during the pandemic, what did they do? They read, they got into the weeds of things. So this could be you getting into the weeds of some type of business, some type of money matter, some type of power situation, some type of struggle. There could be a struggle between parents and how they see their money being divided or where they've been putting their money. You're going to get into the weeds of that coming up. That's, like I said, the September 7th. I You guys need to always review my other video where I said, remember, the energy is 3 days. So it's either day before, day of, day after, somewhere around there, because my readings are based on the Eastern time zone. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, you will feel this a little bit differently. I have to also mention that your current Dasha is, ooh, okay. So your current Dasha has the Sun and Venus together, which is slightly different from some other people. Which, guess what? Leo Sun, great, right? Great. Meaning this is what could be considered a good time for you on one sense, because the Leo and the Sun strengthens you, lifts you up a lot more, moves your plans to the forefront, right? Makes it to where the rising signs are just that. You're rising up. The Leo is actually putting you, the Leo and the Sun together, putting you in the front, in the forefront. So this is a good time for you to be seen. So that's kind of good. So let's go forward. I wanted to make these kind of quick, and I don't want to run out of time. So let's go forward and see what else happened this whole month. Remember, you're going to be in those. Basically, your fourth and your 10th house are going to be the highlight for you. Later on, towards the 18th or so, that moon energy is going to shift to the Venus and the Mercury and the K2, lining up directly, starting with the Venus energy. And again, it's the 10th house, but it for you is also going to be looking at the ninth house a little bit for you. The moon is going to start in the ninth house. And for you, your ninth house is Aries. Okay. So that is going to be a little bit of Aries influence, which is a Mars type energy. There's no Mars there to strengthen that Aries energy, but that's the start of the zodiac, right? The Aries can be a little fickle at times, right? Because Aries is a little bit into themselves. So you got a double energy of being into themselves. Um, and this energy might kind of, if it's a person that you meet during this time, they're not going to be someone that you necessarily get along with, right? Because those are two conflicting energies. You into you, they're into you, you know. And I believe in self-love, but it doesn't work so well in partnerships, right? Not like that, one too much into themselves. In partnerships, sometimes a Leo needs a person who's into them. Y'all know how I feel about Leo because I'm a Pisces. Y'all know. Y'all know. Pisces sun and rising. Yes, I am. So I'm a Pisces. I'm a Pisces girl. All right. So then let's go forward as we move closer to the end. You finally, at the end of the month, get the Venus, Mercury, and K2 energy shifting closer more into the 11th house for you, which that is the third that for you. This is going to be a little bit of energy for dealing with your siblings, although that's not the traditional 11th house. I understand that. But this is what has shifted during this time frame because in astrology, this your natal chart looks like this, and as you move through life, all of those energies move as well. And so at this point in time, there's some shifts that have occurred, and the Gemini effect that is normally felt in the third house is for you in the 11th house. So this energy is going there, which Mercury is the ruler of Gemini. Um, we want to be concerned with health, with internal things, with the health, but a Gemini is also a sign that it gets things done, right? It puts a plan into place. The Virgo and Gemini both have those aspects. And, it's just one is more of a written, one is more of a orator, but both dealing with planning. So whatever it is that you've been working on in the career could definitely be with some technology and some advances, or coming together with a group of people to advance that agenda towards the end of the month. That's around the 25th or so of the month. Anything else special for you? That's it. Your Saturn will move up a little bit, just a tiny bit. Your Saturn will move up. That Saturn will shift. That's going into the next month. So you got a while before you feel that. Mainly it's going to be in that fourth house area with the 8 energy, which is the Scorpio energy, and you're going to be feeling that. Sometimes that could be a death at home. Sometimes it's a death to the self, but sometimes that shows up as a death in a family member, due to like a chronic illness in this case. So it could be something that's expected, but death is never really expected. Even when you know it's coming, it's still kind of a shock. So, all right, that's what I have for you, Leo rising for September 2025.